FPL managers, guys, it is that time of the week where we look at the best players to buy for your FPL team. Now guys, first off, we are looking at the defenders, and I'm going to say something before we fully get into this video. There is going to be 4 Liverpool players in total, and I'm going to pull up their 6-game fixture run now to save me doing it the entire video. Memorize this one, guys, okay? Look at it here, good long stare, it's a great fixture run. And it's why we're going to be targeting 4 Liverpool players in total this video. And 2 of them come in the defence. First off, in the form of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now guys, Trent Alexander-Arnold should probably be everybody's first priority if they don't own Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, Bodders, why should Trent be my first priority? Well, my friend, Trent has the 2nd most expected assists in all of FPL this season, behind only Cole Palmer. And in the next 3 game weeks, he has 4 potential clean sheets. I mean, I said I wasn't going to pull up this run again, and I'm not going to. You can look to the right side of the screen. You can see home to Ipswich, clean sheet chance. Away to Bournemouth, on the lower, on the unlikelier side of things, should I say. Away to Everton, and home to Wolves. Guys, big potential. You do not want to be missing out on Trent, especially because his ownership is going to be so damn high. He's going to kill your rank if you don't own him. But let's say you can't afford Trent. Let's say you even want to double up on the Liverpool defence, which isn't the worst idea, but also not the best idea. You have Konate, who is also a really good option. Konate at only 5 million is the cheapest route to the Liverpool defence. And I don't think Van Dijk or Robertson are worth going for whatsoever. Konate gives you the exact same as Van Dijk for 1 million cheaper. And Robertson gives you the exact same as Van Dijk, but is also a rotation risk. Like last game week, he got benched for Simicast. So Van Dijk and Robertson, stay away from those guys for your own good. If you want to double up on Liverpool defence, get Konate. If you can't afford Trent, get Konate. If you can't afford Trent or Konate, delete the app. There's no point playing. Or, get Mikalenko, whatever floats your boat. But that is as good as deleting the app. But guys, we do have a defender that is not from Liverpool. We have Munoz, guys. Munoz is still racking up the expected goal involvements. If we look at expected goal involvements across the entire season for defenders, Munoz leads the way by a healthy amount. He is kind of underperforming his expected goals, but defenders aren't world-class strikers. Give him a chance. Munoz is the best player that doesn't have a double game week, guys. We'll pull up Palace's 6-game fixture run. It's medium to long term. It will last you until your wild card in game week 30, for example. Maybe your free hit in game week 29. Lots of good green fixtures in there. 4 home games. And the expected goal involvements. Not to mention the defensive form that Crystal Palace are on right now with 3 clean sheets in the last 5 games. I am waffling about Munoz, but there's so many good things about him. I'm mad I don't own him. I'm mad I don't have the free transfers to go for him. Okie dokie, guys. Midfielders now. You will notice, first of all, we didn't get 2 Liverpool midfielders in this one like we did with the defenders. We left out Diogo Jota. Guys, there's a very good reason why I left out Diogo Jota. I am not bringing in a player who's got 102 minutes in the last 5 games. Why would anyone do that? He's not reliable enough to be in my team, okay? I like Luis Diaz, who may only have 290 out of the 450 minutes available in the last 5 games, but he started 4 of them. Okay, that's at least something. If I'm going for a midfielder, Luis Diaz is the best midfielder to go for this game week. With that being said though, guys, he is not the best Liverpool attacker to go for. If you need a midfielder, get Diaz, but I would recommend saving your transfers for some of the forwards, but we'll talk about that later on, guys. The Diaz underlying data just simply isn't good enough to warrant him being, an amazing asset. At the very best, he is a decent player who happens to have 4 really good fixtures in 3 game weeks. Even this game week, you've got Gordon around his price point. I would still play Gordon over Luis Diaz, then maybe make that transfer in the double game week because, Luis Diaz obviously plays an extra game. It would make more sense to do it then. But let's say we don't need another Liverpool player, guys. We want to go for someone that's playing a single game week because, maybe you already have 3 Liverpool players. And I've identified 2 very decent options, not amazing, 2 very decent options for you all. Guys, Mbeumo is flying under the radar because he doesn't have a double game week, unlike Luis Diaz. The Brentford fixture run is very good. It's long term. And Mbeumo, he's just always there, isn't he? He's just always getting returns. It's like, even when he has a bad fixture run, loads of people sell him, he still gets loads of returns. He has a good fixture run, people buy him, he still gets loads of returns. And he's on penalties, and he's on set pieces. So Mbeumo, as a differential, is definitely a good priority for you guys if you're not looking for a Liverpool player. Like I said, probably the second best one to go for behind another one of the forwards that we'll talk about later. But just because he's around Gordon's price point, I know some of you are thinking it, don't sell Gordon just yet. Wait until his good fixture run ends. He's still got 2 good games left in him, guys. Funnily enough, we have another guy you could arguably sell Gordon for. We have Kulusevski. He was a little cheaper. Kulusevski is a funny one. Tottenham have like a 15% chance of having a double game week in game week 25, in which they would play, I think, Fulham and, I don't know, Man United? Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, Tottenham would have to reach the League Cup final and get top 8 in Europa League, so it's not very likely. But if it does happen, bringing in Kulusevski, you'd be getting ahead of the game. Not to mention you'd be bringing him in at a great entry point, playing home to Leicester. And he was already the most nailed Spurs attacker when they didn't have any injuries. Now they've got loads of injuries. There's no way he's getting benched. There's no way he's getting rotated. He's going to be playing full 90s every game week, guys. And even without the double game week, the potential double game week, it's still a pretty decent fixture run Spurs have. It's not amazing, but it's still something Kulusevski could, do bits under. On to the forwards now, guys. First up, we will start at the top of the list with Cody Gakpo. No doubts in my mind, 1000%, the highest priority along with Trent this game week, guys. Cody Gakpo, aside from Salah obviously, is the best Liverpool attacker in the game. He's played 411 out of the 450 minutes available in the last 5 game weeks, a lot higher than anyone else. He's also got better underlying data than any other Liverpool attacker, aside from Salah, again, obviously. So it makes perfect sense for Gakpo to be your third Liverpool player, and I think it would be hard to argue against it unless your team specifically needed a midfielder getting gone or it needed a defender getting gone. That's when maybe you could argue Konate or Diaz is better for your team. But in a void, in a vacuum of space, Gakpo is the best third Liverpool attacker. And the reason Núñez isn't here, guys, is because of Gakpo. There is no value in buying Núñez as your third Liverpool player when Gakpo exists. I just can't think of any reason why. The dude has low minutes like Jota, except, I know last game week he bagged 2 goals in stoppage time, but I really don't think that's going to give him loads more minutes in the future. And if it does, it's going to take minutes away from Luis Diaz, not Cody Gakpo. When I was talking about the best non-double game week player to buy this week, if that makes sense, I think it does, I was talking about Mateta. Guys, Mateta and Crystal Palace, we've already talked about their fixture run, don't need to do it again. It's amazing, and Mateta is on the best form of his life with 4 goals in the last 3 game weeks. Crystal Palace are finding their form, not during a good fixture run, but just before the great fixture run they have. I mean, just look at the numbers on this guy. Look at the underlying data, literally oozing expected goals out of his football boots. Just for some extra reassurance, guys, I am going to be bringing in Mateta this game week, almost definitely. So if Big Bodders is making the move, it's a good move. Finally, guys, we have Wissa from the Brentford attack. Now, guys, we talked about how the Brentford fixture run is very underrated. It's flying under the radar. The only thing flying even lower under the radar than the Brentford fixture run is the Brentford striker himself. I talked about Mateta oozing expected goals. Take a look at Wissa. The only problem with Wissa is currently he's not finishing his expected goals, which is strange because he normally does. And that's why I put him in this video, because he is getting the expected goals, and sure, he's scored 2 from 3.65 in the last 5 game weeks. I think that's going to change. Wissa is normally the type of guy that would get 4 goals from 3.65 expected goals. The problem is, guys, there's only 3 forward spots in the game, and let's be realistic here. One of them is for Isak. No brainer. He's got a forward spot reserved in everyone else's team until the end of the season. If he doesn't, then you may not be good at FPL, but I can't really talk because I'm also bad at FPL. The other forward spot, you have to prioritise Gakpo. I don't care if you can't afford him. Find a way to afford that man. And with the third spot, we also like Mateta. I think Mateta is a better option than Wissa. So the only real scenario in which you go for Wissa this game week is if you have Isak, you have Gakpo, and you can't afford Mateta. In any other scenario, I don't think you bring Wissa into your team. It's too competitive of a market right now, guys. It's popping off, really. There's lots of good options to go for. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of my insanely irrelevant opinions down in the comments. Did I make the right choices in players to buy? Or did I leave some players out that deserved bringing in? If any of you try and tell me I missed out an Everton player, I am going to slap you in the face. I'm going to find where you live and I'm going to slap you because it's a stupid idea. Anyway, if you did make it this far, thank you very much. You're greatly appreciated. And I will see you in the next video.